Does the truce stand?
The king
For
is right
today it
there.
stands. Tomorrow we'll kill you.
You will kill me. With what? I have almost 1,000 men to call upon.
Your ships have been burned, Scorpa. By Uthred. He's gathering a great Saxon army.
I am aware my ships are gone. And I will have my revenge.
You should return to Guthrum and prepare to die.
Did your queen tell you that your sister is being humped in the arse each and every night by one-eyed Sven?
Did your mother tell you that she should have kept her legs closed?
Father
I will
Bjorka!
look for you first. Across the battlefield.
I will be there. And I will not be difficult to find.
I'm thinking about white chicks. Tu veux qu'on parle des mères? Don't talk about my mom. You want to talk about mothers. Oh
He will
boy.
go to Guthrum. I believe he will, Lord.
And the battle is one step nearer.
It's a good thing that she told them before though.
Bjorka, you should wash out your mouth.
Yes, Lord.
But then like, oh come on, with ale. Come on, fist bump. Yes. He's like, with ale, I'll get drunk. Cause the courage it took to.
When you speak to the men, Lord, you cannot make it a sermon.
They're teaching him how to be a human.
Suggest, I said.
Tell them that you'll die for them. That's good. Tell them that we'll make the Danes pay in blood, that they'll be rewarded in plunder.
I am to talk of revenge and greed.
That's what
Men,
motivates
Lord,
people.
not angels.
It is the job of God and the Christ to forgive them.
I mean, it's worked so far, listening to them, you know. They need to know that they're not just following one rich man's ideas of, you know, of utopia.
Lord.
Where's Alfred?
Watching. Waiting for his army.
Stressing the fuck out. He's not showing it, but he's stressed.
I think I shall go and sit with him a while.
No! Fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off. Don't trust this kid! Not right now. Don't be stupid enough to try anything. If we get on that hill and we see a bunch of people, maybe that's enough to convince him not to do this. People.
Lord. I thought you would like company.
I never know where to stand with them.
What do you see? They're out there.
I see nothing but grass, Lord.
Well, you don't know where to look?
Beyond the grass,
There,
trees.
there.
People? People!
Yeah.
Three.
Men. More men there.
No?
Ah. They answered a call. We were just a little late.
They've answered the call. The swords of England, they're coming.
Oh, he doubted. But this is a nice sight. Now just pat everyone on the shoulder.
That's not of a batting.
I don't care.
Today is a day for warriors.
Okay,
a
do
day
this.
we make the pagans wish they had never heard of Wessex. Today we fight for Wessex.
It sounds
nice
like a
speech.
speech, yeah.
Yes.
Like
Not a-
the type of
not a
speech.
sermon.
Yeah.
For Wessex. And why are the pagans here? They want your wives for their pleasure. They want your children as their slaves. They want your homes as their own. But they do not know us.
It's working.
I mean, that is inspiring. Nice.
Thank God he learned.
They do not know our swords. They do not know our courage.
Or faith.
And today,
He's not even talking
we
about
kill
faith.
them.
Nope, not even once.
Which is a huge difference.
We shall make them cry out for mercy.
Dude.
And there will be no
Dude, this is good.
mercy.
Man, you have changed. I'm so glad.
How this works, buddy. Can you imagine being an actor and having to do a speech like that in front of thousands of extras?
Yeah.
I fight for you.
Not just.
Let them rise from their sockets!
I mean, she was violated last episode, so I get it. Hey, bro.
I will have your guts, you traitorous bastard! This is
There's not much to scream when you're the invader. So far, so good. He deserves it.
Oh, yes, he does. Oh, no, fuck.
Is he fine? I mean, it's up in the neck, or is it the neck?
Oh, fuck. He's badly hurt.
I know,
Fuck.
but like, oh.
Oh, no, he won't survive that. Oh, fuck.
No.
Fridge!
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oof. Oh shit. This is very similar to the first battle of the show. Yep.
Can you hear me? I hear you, Scorpa.
He got his queen.
Do you wish to surrender? I have a gift for you. Your queen.
No!
You will be struck down with
Jesus. Fuck. Dude.
Chad!
and you will spend eternity in the fires of hell.
I mean... Oh, that game was a fucking surprise. I didn't expect her to die so quick.
Not like that!
Yes! Ooh. Deserved. And now it's... Fuck the techniques. Fucking Yuka is just... Uthred, do you join your men? Are you fighting? She okay? Ooh. It's deserved.
Lord, what are your orders? Lord,
He came as the priest said.
Lord.
Their God is with them.
So what are your orders?
Retreat? I mean, just fall back. He's not even listening. He's not there anymore. I can't believe they killed Isolde.
And Uthred?
And look at her go. Like, no armor, no nothing. She's just kicking ass. Don't get close to Ragnar. I don't want to see that. Oh boy.
Save his brother.
It's still a brother. Like, we can't do this. I'll just freeze frame. Come on. Okay, let's see. Fuck.
At least we didn't kill him.
I know, but it's still like bullshit. He died like nothing.
He died for
So,
his
like-
kingdom, for his land.
Warrior's death.
His grave is to be marked like that of an elderman.
I shall see to it.
The son, same episode. Our son, technically last straw with Mildred.
Our friend
Our friend
and our girl.
and our girl.
But, well, our queen.
I think she knew though. The way she reacted earlier, like I think she knew.
They didn't know each other for long. What they shared together was enough to make a deeply bond between each other.
In the year 878 at Effenden, King Alfred defeated Guthrum of the Danes and drove them from Wessex.
I am indebted. Uthred of Bebember.
When you called him Uthred of Bebember, not just Uthred of nothing.
It can be not.
One season was enough to change this
Peace
man
was
so
secured
much.
with hostages, including my friend Brida
Oh boy.
and my brother, young Ragnar.
Oh boy. He knows he protected him. There's still a bond.
Peace was further secured by Earl Guthrum's baptism and acceptance
Really?
of the Christian God.
That's the Witzig storyline from Vikings.
I know, but so soon?
No, it makes sense. It's exactly what they said happened to him. He lost a battle, and to survive, he accepted to convert.
Okay.
I mean, it looks like we got allies that are gonna follow us.
To blood feuds,
A warrior nun and the horseman.
and to battle.
Yeah.
Destiny.
I mean, we gotta find
is
new
all.
people. We lost everyone.
But are we up to save our sister now?
I mean, we'll do that next season. Jesus, fuck.
I really like that first finale, guys. Not the fact that we lost our best friend,
And Leo
our
Fritsch.
baby, and our queen.
The thing with Leo Fritsch is it happened so fast in such a non-heroic way, which is typical of, you know, historic show, because, you know, even if you're a great person, doesn't necessarily mean you have a great death. But, like, you got hit here, there was a lot of blood. Our love for him and the fact that it happened really fast made me question if he was truly dead. So I didn't
No.
allow myself to grieve
No.
any further, and then turns out he was dead, so I felt really disappointed.
Once I saw him bleeding from his mouth, I knew that he
Yeah,
was
well,
gonna die.
I mean, yeah, but still,
pretty obvious.
I wanted to hope, and because I mean, we had lost so much already, but Isolde came as a surprise. Like, I did not expect them to kill her this fast.
They could have taken her as hostage, like a prisoner, but
Oh no, the
Yeah.
shock value though. Although it was their loss because it gave them, you know, they didn't really know what to do next. You know, it's like both armies were kind of following the same tactics and techniques. They didn't really know, like they were facing each other. They didn't know if they had to, if they pushed, it was going to be over because they were going to do the strategy from the first episode. So like they were kind of stuck, and then doing that pushed Uthred to break the lines, and they were better prepared because Guthrum just abandoned leadership. Which sorry, with Guthrum it makes sense because ever since we first met him, well, not at the first episode, but when we saw him in episode 2, I think, he was already questioning, like he was rebelling a lot against religion and Christianism, but Abba was with him and he was asking questions, and he was right there to listen to those answers. I think, despite the fact that he rebelled against Christianism because he didn't want to believe that it was the true thing, that it was gonna work and that it held true power, he heard the stories, he got curious, he kept asking questions, he spent a lot of time with priests. We talked about this before, how he would, as a Viking, he seemed different. You know, he would actually ask questions. I said last episode he reminded me of Ragnar a little bit because of his curiosity, you know, how the Ragnar from Vikings, because he would ask questions. He let a priest survive last episode, which is very different from what we would expect of a Viking. And then he started losing a lot, so maybe he started questioning his own gods. How last episode we were saying, you know, you keep asking questions and you never get your answers, so you start doubting. But maybe that happened to him as well. He started, you know, losing faith, perhaps, because they lost Abba, they lost a bunch of their armies, boats kept
They lost their
burning.
fleets, yeah.
So he saw the Christians winning, he saw what they promised was gonna happen, and then his own plans fell, and he was like, well, looks like there's a God over there and there's not one here, so who follows the true God? Maybe he questioned, you know, his entire faith, which would make sense. And then in the face of defeat, he had one chance to stay alive, and he was clever enough to decide to
you know
convert.
what? The fact that you put all of your hopes, all of your belief that God or your gods are with you, and with them you're gonna win the battle, you're gonna win the war. when you get defeated,
Yeah.
everything is over. So that's why you shouldn't put everything in the same basket.
It's a big risk.
And I think that's the main fact why the Saxons won this fight, because this time
It wasn't about religion.
it wasn't about only religion. It was about the protecting your land, your man, your wife, your people.
The tangible stuff that you could see and touch. And it's true that, you know, for a Viking, living and dying with the sword basically is the way to go. But when it comes to fighting for your religion and proving that your gods are the true gods, whenever you lose, your faith basically gets hit. It's not just about, oh, I lost, but I lost as a warrior, I died as a warrior. It's not just about that. It's about proving your faith is the right one. So whenever you put your faith on the line, it gets very dangerous, because if you say you fight for God and then you lose, then what does that say about your God?
True.
That's why Uthred was so down last episode, because whenever you put everything on God's shoulders and he comes short, there's nothing left. So that's why you need to take action, which, by the way, Uthred this episode, wow.
I mean, we know that the fact that Isolde ritual saved his child, he saw that there were other ways than just praying to God to do something.
Yeah.
Like, God has different ways of showing that he's there with you, that you got his protection, maybe by pagan ways, maybe by some weird ritual in the mud.
Instead of forcing Uthred to change, instead of constantly, you know, he would seek his advice before, but every time Uthred would come up with something, he would argue against it. You know, he would hear him, but then he would make his own plans, and he would argue against Uthred's way of seeing things by calling him a pagan, by saying his ways were that of a
because
Viking.
it was going against God's way and the Christian way. So.
But this episode, he heard what he said last time about how maybe, you know, he's just interpreting the signs wrong. Because if he's here on Alfred's path and he wants to believe that this is because of God, then yeah, Uthred being here and teaching him his ways.
But that means he should listen then.
Well, that's the thing. It would be God's, like, if you want to believe that, it would be God's way. It would be God, you know, sending you an actual sign, and you refuse to listen, and that's why everything went to shit. So, yeah, this episode, he not only asked for advice, but he listened, and he did everything according to what they said. Yeah, Bioka also this episode.
I mean, what a priest.
I think he got fed up with losing. He just got so much anger inside of him that he let loose this episode. And I love that both he and Uthred, you know, they were there to teach Alfred how to not only inspire confidence and strength in his warriors, but also how to connect with them, because that's the thing we talked about with him before. He's so much in his head, and he's so detached from the reality of his people that he cannot connect with them at all. He doesn't speak of the stuff that interests them. How many times in this show have we said that, oh, they don't connect with God as much as I do? Last episode with the marsh people, you know, their way of life is so much more difficult. They cannot afford to wait for a sign, and before they act, they have to act first. So their faith isn't as strong as Alfred's, who was given, you know, riches, a castle, places to stay, a family, a chance to go to Rome and meet the Pope. Like, his life was good, so he can afford to think about this and to see this as the utopia he wants to, you know, push forward. But others...
Not only that, it's also the fact that people do not want to listen to sermon after sermon all day long.
It's not just about religion for them.
Yeah.
Like, how easily did the people that went with Uthred and the Uthred to plunder, you know, get rid of their crosses? Their connection with God exists, for sure, but not everyone has such a strong connection. And to always keep pushing that as the reason why you fight, you won't be connecting with the people. And he got that. In his speech, he never mentioned God once.
Not once.
That was pretty fucking cool.
And it
worked.
pretty different. What a change.
And it worked. You look at your people like men. You fight with your men. You are on the ground with them. Like Bioka said, you put your hand on their shoulders. You make them realize that you're in this with them.
And he was in it with them.
Exactly.
Fighting and bloody and all.
Yeah, it kept screaming all the way. Like, we freeze framed on him.
If you compare that to the first time that we saw him in battle, where he stayed behind and his brother died, basically, this time he was with the
Well,
men.
don't remember if he stayed behind. We didn't see that battle.
He stayed behind. He wasn't wounded
Well, I mean,
or
he
dirty
was
or
dirty.
anything.
Yeah, he
I
was
think
dirty.
he stayed with the priest in the back.
I mean, I don't know because we weren't there, but in any case, like for the battles we did see, or even not the battles, but the negotiations we saw and stuff, like we saw him send priests over there, calling their faith as, you know, proof that everything was gonna be fine. You know, oh, if you die, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's God's decision. Like not connecting with them as people, and it hurt his reputation.
Yeah.
But then he got a chance to not only appear strong and come out of, you know, of his hiding here, but commend his people, connect, lead them into battle, and it worked, and it was amazing. It's so fulfilling to see all the people come out of the woods and stuff.
I want to talk about two types of trader. Well, we
What,
saw
two traders?
we saw three, three this time. Young Oda, who died, wasn't forgiven. Ethelred, who decided to switch side.
It's not Ethelwold?
Ethelred.
Ethelwold? I don't know.
Ethelred?
We know who we're talking about.
Ethelred. Don't you remember the joke at the beginning? It's Ethelcod. Ethelred with the R.
Yeah, but I thought it was Wold, but
No,
still, it doesn't matter.
Ethelred.
We know who we're talking about.
Well, he decided to switch side. Do you think that he decided to switch his mind because he didn't have an aim to kill his uncle?
I never know where to stand with him because I don't believe he's malicious. I don't believe he has it in him to backstab Alfred. I think he wanted it at first because he believed he deserved the crown, like that for sure, and that's why he was willing to, you know, talk to the Danes and be like, oh, I'm supposed to be king. He thought he could perhaps be named king, kind of like Uda tried to do. Didn't work.
Yeah, but
then like
Didam is not a traitor.
well, first of all, Uthred told him that being a king under Danes is not being king, which is true. Yeah. I think after that, you know, maybe he realized that what he had to do was not going to be worth it. Because, like, you look at Alfred in worry. He's king, you know, the weight of the crown is there. He's alone on that hill. He's stressed. He's looking over there, waiting for his allies. Doesn't know if they're going to show up. The pressure is so intense. If he kills them...
Ethelred.
I don't know.
Look it up.
I don't care. You know, like, if he kills his uncle, he gets to be that guy on the hill with the stress.
What a burden.
Well, I think, I want to believe, like, I mean, I don't really know, because he's been switching sides a lot, so I want to believe that, yes, he looked at him and he was like, I cannot humanly kill my uncle, like, I don't have it in me, he doesn't deserve it, you know, and stuff, but then... Maybe it's that, and it's also the fact that he's looking at what it means to be king, the stress, the pressure and stuff, and he's like, he's doing it, and he doesn't like it. I don't want to be that man. I don't want to take his place. And maybe it's a bit of both, too. I don't think he's a bad person. He was manipulated by the likes of Uda, young Uda, who was telling him, you know, oh, you should take that opportunity to you say your father named you heir. Like, Uda has been trying to manipulate things behind the scenes for a while because he didn't want Alfred to be king.
True.
And it was just a shame that he did this whole speech right in front of Alfred, but he deserved to die. And
I feel so sad that his dad had to kill him.
Yeah.
Because of everything that he represents, the treachery against the king.
Yeah, he had to choose between betraying his king or betraying his son, which is huge, but then at the same time, his oath to the king was there before, you know, it was supposed to be something he would never betray. His son was being a traitor, so he had to make a decision, and he made the right one, in my opinion.
He chose duty over family, basically.
But yeah, but when you give your word and stuff, like... He saw that as kind of a mercy. Like, I'm getting rid of you now so you don't have to face the consequences later, perhaps. It'd be better if I do it quickly than if you... Whatever happens to you later. I get why Alfred did not forgive him. Because, like, I mean, he openly called him out. He openly said he was a traitor. Because he thought he wasn't around to hear it. But, yeah, he's been thinking that for a while. So he deserved to be dealt with. It is sad that his father was the one to do it, but at least he did it quick, so... And we got rid of him. I mean, no matter the way, we're rid of him, and I'm glad of that.
Good thing.
Yeah. We're rid of Mildred too, by the way. Like she's gonna become she's a nun now apparently. So she's done with. I'm a bit.
I hope that she finds peace. She said that she find it. I don't think that she really did because it doesn't look on her face. Maybe
She
that's
says
just her.
she
though.
said that sometimes she is happy. So it's not the perfect life, but she's trying to go on. The only thing though is that I hate how she refuses to talk about what happened to their son. Like, no matter the reason, Uthred is that kid's father. He is also going through his fair share of guilt and grief.
But I mean, the last time that they saw each other, he was with another woman. He said that he wanted to disown his son because he was a Christian.
Well,
So
yeah.
I mean, I can understand why she believed that
Well,
he didn't
that
really care
part,
about
that
him.
part he said in anger during the dinner before he left.
Yeah.
Last time they saw each other, it's true he didn't look at his son, but every time he would calm down, he would take him and, you know, look at him for a long time and care and stuff. I cannot say that I wasn't a bit, not satisfied, but I liked seeing him be so sad, which is
Vulnerable.
crazy. Like, I mean, it's mean, but seeing him so sad at his kid's death is kind of confirmation for me that he cared for him, which I get why Mildred would question those feelings, because he did say he wasn't a son to him if he was baptized. Like, what do you make of that? Like, you just believe him? You don't believe him? When are you supposed to believe
in
him?
her mind,
Like,
I think that she believed that he did abandon them basically. So if I was her, I wouldn't just show mercy and tell him what happened. She's angry at him still, so I can understand that, and she doesn't want to remember this really sad part of her life.
True, but then I personally still believe that he deserved to know what happened exactly, not just kids are frail. Like, what does that say? Like,
They can cause sickness really.
yeah, but she
easily.
didn't say sickness. She said they're frail. Well, yeah, fine. What happened? I feel like it's kind of left unsaid. It's like we still have. We can't really properly grieve. It's kind of like, you know, when you lose a child or your child disappears and stuff, and you never really know what, you know, that child is dead, but you never know what happened.
Maybe she doesn't know what he had. We didn't know what Alfred's son had too.
If he was sick, she could just say he was sick. He died of sickness. She said kids are frail. She didn't give a reason. She didn't give an explanation. So in my opinion, she's leaving things up in the air, and Uthred can never close that wound completely because he won't ever get an answer.
Maybe he died just like that. Who knows?
Maybe, but we don't know because she didn't say. Anyway,
We might never know too.
I don't care. I think this was a bit cruel. Not that I blame her, because I understand, but I still feel like as his father, he at least deserved to, you know what happened. Because, like, he definitely was sad, and he definitely cared. It's just he was really bad at showing it. And yeah, it's sad. But yeah, you got your answer. The kid died. There you go.
I didn't want to be right.
Well, I mean, it's probably not. It has probably nothing to do with the ritual, but she was taking it as he died because I did this.
I know. And if he did take in the same way that my child died to save Alfred's child, I was afraid that maybe it could be resentful against it because he lost a child for the king again.
Yeah, but I don't see why.
But
like,
I'm just glad that it was just sad. Unfortunately, it was sad, but
that would have been selfish
No.
of him to be like, my child died because of yours. Because, like, first of all, Alfred didn't know that a sacrifice was gonna happen, was to be made for this ritual. He was against it to begin with. They pushed for it. So, like, if it's your idea and you knew the risk and you decided to take them and Alfred didn't even know about this, you can't really blame anyone other than yourself for the consequences. And anyway, he didn't blame Isolde for what happened. So...
alright. I'm glad also that we didn't kill our brother right now.
Yeah, but now he's prisoner, but he still
doesn't seem to be
understands.
mad at
Yeah,
Uthred.
he still gets that. Brida's mad. mad.
She's always mad.
But Ragnar, there's still a bond. He saw that his brother saved him on a battlefield. He's like, okay, you're still my brother. They, shook like brothers should do.
they're gonna prepare together. They're gonna find a way to get them released, and they'll go north together and save their sister.
Season 2.
Yes, I'm glad that this is gonna happen. And apparently we have new allies too, so they get to follow. We get to have a badass nun,
A warrior nun?
a warrior
Yeah.
nun. She's pretty fucking cool. I mean, she kicked ass this episode. No armor, no nothing. She had no weapon, but she managed to find one somewhere, and she just killed a bunch of
She
people.
wanted to watch Danes dead on the battlefield.
Well, yeah, they
and also
assaulted
she
her.
technically lost a friend too because Isol is dead. She saw her being killed, so
Yeah. She was assaulted, so I get it. Like, she's fueled by revenge. So as long as she keeps that anger whenever she gets to fight, she could be fine. But I'm sad for Isolde. I mean, we didn't know her much, but last episode made me like her a lot more, and then we lose her. At least she got to, you know, be with Uthred completely before she died. I think she knew, though. Like, I think she had a feeling that this was it for her. The way she was hesitant when it comes to, you know,
so
promising
she
she was gonna
decided
be
to say
fine.
fudge it. And
Well,
do
no,
what
but she knew it was coming, maybe, or she had a feeling, because she was hesitant to say, I promise I'm gonna stay alive, I promise everything would be fine. Like, she made him promise for his safety, but she didn't say anything about hers, or at least she was hesitant. So maybe she had an idea that something was gonna happen, or it was gonna be soon. She did say she was gonna stay with him till the end, and it's true, she did. But yeah, it's a bit sad. I for sure I thought she was gonna stay for at least 2 seasons, but Okay, well, we're back to square one with the weird tension between Brida, Ragnar, and Uthred.
No wife, no son, but now we got a name, Uthred of Bebenberg.
And a warrior nun. Oh yeah, it's true, he called him he really called him Uthred of Bebenberg, which is different from what we got used to with
We got
Uthred.
respect now.
Yeah. Okay, so that was season 1 of The Last Kingdom. Pretty cool. The characters are easy to love, and the story is easy to follow, and it's nice to discuss, and the music is great, and the fight scenes are pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for where this show is gonna go.
We're going north.
Yes, we need to deal with that, and then eventually we'll get to deal with Bebenber, but it's kind of like, with everyone we lost this episode, it feels like we're gonna start completely anew next season. So I'm excited for those changes. I'm excited to see how they're gonna tackle them, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yep.
So thank you guys so much for watching this finale with us. If you want to see the first episode of season 2 right away, it is on Patreon already. You can check it out. The link is in the description below.
Yep. And if you don't, the next one will be out on YouTube next week, guys. So see you then.
Bye.
Bye bye.